Not emotionalist, but just agendaless. Okay? Understanding how to use the wounds from the past in order to create what it is that you need now in the future, using your wounds as wisdom to step out of this Five of Pentacles energy. Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Jansen, and welcome to SeaGoat Secrets. Hi Capricorn. So I'm Kristen and I'm a healer. In this video you are going to get a full rundown of the Gemini new moon and how it affects you and your Capricorn placements. I begin with the astrology and I end with the card reading. If you would like to follow along in the future with our moon transits and kind of get ahead of things, you can find these calendars made specifically by me for the SeaGoat Collective, and they have the information that you need to prepare you for each video and get a full understanding of the houses and how they affect you. Also, I added a new service where I can make them specific to you, the individual. So, of course, inbox me about that. If at any point in this video you feel connected to my energy and you would like to become one of my clients, you can find that information here and also in the bio. We welcome you. Last but not least, you guys know I'm a global citizen and I love connecting with all of you on a worldly and global level. So if you have not yet, let me know where you're listening from in the comments and we can all connect and be a stronger collective. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. Alright, so Capricorn, this is the Gemini new moon video, and I'm really excited about this moon in specific, especially post the Sagittarius full moon, because you know the Sagittarius full moon was intense. It unexpectedly knocked a lot of us out, you know. As it sat in our subconscious minds, being in the 12th house, it, you know, ruptured or the fire kind of unearthed a lot of things in terms of the subconscious and what was hidden in our internal perspectives tied to our beliefs, our identities, our cultural identities, our connections to the things that feel like they are not separate from us, and also parts of our childhoods that shaped who it is that we are today. Anything that was standing in the way of our personal modes of freedom came up for discussion during this full moon. And it wasn't an easy energy to go through, not at all. So as that energy is finally coming to its close and we came out born again, you know, you go in and you come out birth through fire. Here we have the Gemini new moon. And this is trining in so many ways because we have the Gemini Jupiter, we also have the Sun in Gemini, and here we are welcoming the Gemini new moon. And this energy is awakening your 6th house, which is asking you, especially as we have the Jupiter Gemini shift, which is the next year. So for the next year, Jupiter is acting as a space of luck in your 6th house through the guise of Gemini. And so this is kind of a new beginning in terms of you looking at the rest of the year, right? From now until this same time next year, what kind of plans do you want to make and who it is that you want to be, or who is it that you want to be? A lot of this is about your money. Out of nowhere, many of you guys can start to feel that kind of seriousness where you want to focus more on your finances, focus more on your career, less invested in your relationships and more invested in the self, how you can pour into yourself, how you can prioritize your health. Where should your health focus be? Health is not as traditional as or as conventional as, I just want to go to the gym. For some of you, especially based on some of the trauma that you've been experiencing post-Pluto, and for others of you who are still being severely redirected, if you feel like the universe is still at war with you, a lot of it has to do with the fact that you are still living a reality that does not serve where it is that you are meant to be. And basically you're being redirected in terms of being asked to listen to direction. And if you're resisting, that's where a lot of the opposition is taking place. So how can you pour more into yourself so you're not going up against the resistance of what it is that you need to do? This is a big question here. I'm going to dive deep into this for the new moon meditation, which I'm excited to do in terms of removing any stubborn blockages. Remember, we are in an air Pluto, and this air Pluto is now trining with the Jupiter in Gemini, the air Pluto, meaning the Aquarian Pluto, is now trining with Jupiter and Gemini. And so this is saying to you, you cannot go up against life the way that you once did in terms of being too stubborn or too rigid, too incapable of moving. You have to be able to adapt and adapt quickly. Right? When we talk about an air Pluto, things are moving fast, especially during the year of vindication, which is the 8th year. So if you are resisting, you will be pushed. And if it feels like it's something difficult, it is redirection. You must listen and release, well, feel the fear and do it anyway, right? But this is kind of the energy that's moving now when it comes to this Gemini new moon. And it's like this fresh new beginning in terms of this burst of clarity, asking you what it is that you want and what do you need to do in order to get it. Again, you guys are focusing more on the self, right? So where is your health? Is your health of the body, or is it health of the mind, health of the spirit, health of the emotions? If you have been going through major amounts of trauma, a lot of your health prioritization is probably focusing more on the self and more on emotional or psychological health, and how you can invest the most into that over the next year, because you need to prioritize and take care of yourself. Release as much as you can, because again, as we're looking at this air energy, when you separate from the things that keep you bound and chained, that's where you find your liberation. And you can only progress through liberation and freedom with the new generation. So if you hold on too much, it's going to feel like you're in a storm. You have to allow yourself to progress forward, walk right into the moments that feel unfamiliar. Unfamiliarity brings growth in the generational shift, okay? So as we look at this new moon is, again, trining with Pluto and saying to you, all right, 6th house activation. This, in combination with the 2nd house, is saying, where is your self-worth? What is it that you need to do in order to increase that? How are you looking at your money, your wealth, and your finances? This is the biggest conversation. It's not to say relationships are not of value, but it's just more how you can focus on yourself in order to attract the relationships that better serve you. I always make a joke when I say, when you're focused on the task at hand, it seems like everyone seems to look at you versus if you're looking at them, right? Allow yourself to pull in energy as you focus on 6th house matters. This goes back to your business. This goes back to your money indirect. When you're talking about how your day-to-day life goes, this is a renewal in all of this energy. So this is nice for you because it brings in a beautiful, fresh, like a breath of fresh air kind of energy, right? The clarity that you've been looking for. On the other side, the clarity can bring about some kind of stress. It can kind of scare you a little bit. You can discover some things that you need to do that might feel a little uncomfortable, that might feel like something that would move you into a bad direction, things that might be fearful, but you need to act on them. You need to walk toward them. A lot of things about communication over the next 2 weeks, you being able to communicate with others and what it is that you are learning or the information that you are getting is working in your favor to bring you more toward or closer toward that which you wish to accomplish. Again, how your self-worth is being spread out through your day-to-day matters. How can you live a life where you're doing more in the day-to-day to increase your value systems with how you see yourself? If you want to live a life that is less weighted, what can you do to get into, and I'm always saying get in the driver's seat, right? That's how I've been feeling all year, but what is it that you need to do in order to get in the driver's seat to take control of this narrative? This is where this new moon is coming in, and again, it's not so much of a heavy energy. I would say to utilize it and embrace it before we get to the full moon in Capricorn at the end of this month, which is it will be a heavy energy. I can't pretend like it won't be because it's a full moon in you, right? It's you putting an end to, a death to the old you. And this Gemini moon comes in and says, okay, how does your day-to-day experiences, what practical decisions and actions are you taking in order to create the life that aligns more with who you authentically are? And that's the renewal energy that comes in. I would say the only things in terms of resistance, you might run into some issues in terms of communication. There may be some issues pertaining to you trying to get things done in terms of technology, because the 6th house represents technology. But more than anything, it's kind of this resistance with needing to talk, not wanting to talk, right? Wanting to more get things done, but you need to do things that are making you uncomfortable. Needing to have conversations that you don't really want to have. again, the practicalization of your self-worth, but feeling like you won't be able to stabilize the way that you want to in terms of your home matters, scared that you won't get what it is that you need to get you to the other side of what it is that you truly desire. A part of the resistance is so much of that fifth house that woke us up in May is saying, okay, this is what it is that you want, and here we are basically making it so that now you have to make those decisions. You have to actually go and get what it is that you want. But there can be a lot of fear there because what will come of it, right? The decisions that are out of your hands, the communications that are not in your grasp, I guess, right? Feeling like the world is not necessarily against you. Some of you can feel like things are against you. Others of you can feel as if though you don't know how things are going to pan out or what's going to happen on the other side, and it's causing nervousness. So I would say when it comes to this, take a deep breath. When we're talking about the sixth house, it is Virgo energy, and it can put you in a space of a bit of anxiety. Sixth house energy often awakens anxiety. So in this matter, I would say it's very important. I'm going to do this in the meditation to really take a lot of deep breaths. In this energy, when we're talking about so much air, the anxiety of the mind, the overthinking, the ruminating is a big thing. So it's all about channeling this energy and removing the fear, right? Just focusing on what it is that you want and what it is that you desire, because your self-worth now understands what it is that you need. And so it's channeling within the self and going out and attracting that energy as much as you can, looking at the concept of positive outcomes, empowering the self through that through that mode. I was going to say mode for some reason, but notion, right? So these are the things I would say going on for the Gemini new moon for the next 2 weeks. As I said, focus on communication. You'll be surprised where conversations can take you. Don't be afraid to ask for help, most importantly. Again, the energy is fresh and it's giving you a lot of momentum. Out of nowhere, it's like it's filling you with confidence. And it's interesting because the Virgo-like confidence is one that I feel like is one of my favorites because it's such a silent confidence. It's the kind of confidence that comes from showing up and doing the work, right? Having the plan and knowing how to execute it, looking at the little details and making sure that each moment is, I guess, specific, particular, and each sentence has the end, has the periods at the end of them, if you get what I mean. So that's a part of where your confidence can come from when you're feeling anxious. Remember that you've done the work. Remember that you are worthy of what it is that you truly desire the most. Continue to pour into the self, work on the self, and create the routines that you need to create in order to refine the self, right? And a lot of you are also getting an awareness of your looks. You discovered your beauty throughout the past year as Jupiter was in Taurus, and now it's more like what rituals can you do in order to ensure it, in order to practicalize it. So some of you can be looking at getting into the nitty-gritty of your, I guess, your facial features, maybe new routines in terms of skin care or hair or something along those lines. Like I keep touching my face because I did a natural face scrub. It was, you know, I put together all this stuff, everything I put on my body, I put it together myself, and so I put some of my ingredients together and I made a face scrub, and so my skin is really sensitive right now. But anyway, so yeah, different things like that, right? Like how can you go into the nitty-gritty to ensure that you can do more with less when it comes to maintaining your looks, maintaining your image, cleaning yourself up in that way. And ensuring that the life that you create for yourself, you actually fit into. Okay, so that's what I got for you when it comes to the Gemini new moon. When it comes to the astrology, we are going to get into the reading now. Hi, Capricorn. So for this Gemini new moon, in your subject, we've got the Queen of Wands, and this is accompanied with the Five of Pentacles. What an interesting opposite energy. And then what came out next to that is we've got Paradise and Stabbed in the Back. Also interesting, right? And how the two, and everything is in such divine order, how the two come together, right? What does it mean to have this happiness, kind of playful, joyous energy, which definitely aligns here with the Queen of Pentacles. kind of in this contrast to stabbed in the back along here with this Five of Pentacles. So for this Gemini new moon, obviously you're dealing with one heck of a yang and one very interesting yin type of energy, a very light and a very dark. But again, neither of these are major arcana, so, you know, we're in an interesting place so far. When we look at what's going on in your shadow, we do have a major arcana here. We have the star, the North Star, and we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Calabash in reverse. And along with the North Star here with the Nine of Calabash, this kind of energy is going in with you being fearful that you will not get your wish fulfillment. And it is a deep fear. It is lacking of hope, scared in a way. It's the opposite of faith, you know, and you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to be able to find wish fulfillment. And also there's a little bit of healing here, not being able to get the thing that would heal you, that would feel like a rushing river, that would give you the water that you are desiring the most. A very drenched, kind of parched energy. And so it's interesting that in your subject, we've got this extreme amount of confidence and vitality and I don't know why I want to say lust for some reason, but vivaciousness going on with this Queen of Wands. And this is accompanied here with the happiness and the joy and play. So definitely during this Gemini new moon, you are socializing. I have a feeling about that. You're definitely doing a lot of socializing, a lot of interacting. Your energy is high. Your energy is feeling really good. Maybe a little bit of what we were talking about when it comes to that self-worth. So you could be spending more time and energy with others, your confidence, you know, starting to see the practicalization of who it is that you are and your value and how the world kind of opens up for you and doors open up because now you kind of know who you are kind of thing. But that is in direct correlation with the other side. It's almost like this is the energy that you're feeling, right? You're emotionally feeling this, what's moving through you, but at the back of your mind, for some of you, it could be the front, right in your frontal lobe. For others of you, it could be an internal feeling that you are in the Five of Pentacles. And this is here with heartbreak, deception, shocking attacks. So it's not necessarily like it's sitting in this energy. we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this, but I don't think that this is necessarily financial. When we're looking at this Five of Pentacles here, I think it's about you feeling, for you, your insecurity is rooted in this Five of Pentacles energy. And that's why your confidence is standing so firm, but your insecurity is in this space of feeling, again, something that was caused from some kind of deception, stab in the back, pain, shocking attack, heartbreak, is what has left you in this Five of Pentacles energy. So it's almost like kind of this, the shadow fighting the light, right? The dark trying to creep into the light, you know, feeling this confidence and this, again, vitality, connecting with others, enjoying your experiences, but at the same time, feeling this, like, this out in the cold kind of energy, this abandonment, this, like, loneliness in a way. And this was derived from some kind of experience in your past that has gotten you here right now in this moment. I don't think that this is something that is going to take place over the next 2 weeks where you're dealing with some kind of shocking attack. For some of you, it could be that, but this feels very much like it is a lingering energy. Like it is something that's been lingering over. And especially because as it came out on the bottom, it's like it feels like something that's sitting inside of you that has been driving you for a long time. But on the outside is this lighter, happier, vivacious kind of energy. And it's like you're being pulled between one and the other, almost day and night, in terms of the way your emotional body is sitting with yourself. You know, really, really good, really, really confident. But then kind of as the doors close, this feeling of abandonment, coldness, loneliness, and this eeriness caused from some kind of deception. Connecting and creating new experiences probably, and kind of, again, stepping out, because whatever deception or pain would have taken place, especially when we're talking about the Five of Pentacles, is something that was caused by others. because like I said, I just don't think that this is financial. But for some of you, it could be. It could be that you are feeling confident and ready to move forward in terms of your career and your financial endeavors, and you know what it is that you're doing, and you're networking a lot and connecting at work and doing the things that you need to do in order to build relationships. But at the base here is this feeling of scarcity. This, like, underneath, you're hiding this truth that you are struggling with scarcity, or you are struggling with not necessarily having what it is that you want, but you have the confidence to be able to push it forward. So either way, it's a day and night kind of experience. Being very, very strong and confident, but then very, very insecure about standing in the cold because of some kind of deception that you've been carrying, some kind of heartbreak that you've been carrying from some kind of betrayal. And this is leaving you in the space of, and this is kind of carrying together where it's leaving you in the space of you not being able to get your wish fulfillment, feeling like you cannot get it, that you cannot heal, and that what it is that you desire, or what it is that you want for your future, what it is that you truly, truly desire, Nine of Cups, Nine of Calabash, and North Star, it's your deepest desires, what it is that you've been trying to manifest will not come into fruition. And that's what's sitting in your shadow. So in your advice here, we've got legacy of light and in the world, not of the world. And next to that, we have the sacred scar. And this is here with vulva of Sidir. Interesting. When I look at this legacy of light within the world, not of the world, it's usually I look at legacy of light about your own journey, you pursuing your own legacy, and sometimes it being something that could have been projected from a past life. But in this case, it feels a lot deeper than that. It feels more like, again, kind of focusing on what that energy means for you. We've got the child, we've got the adult, and we've got the mother of wisdom. So with these two things kind of working together, it's that feeling of you have to look at things from the lens of the fact that you're doing things differently than other people do them. In the world, not of the world, in that sense of being able to create balance. You're doing it your own way. And as you do it your own way, in your own right, I would say, that's how you step out of this space of feeling scared, worried about not being able to get what it is that you want. It's not conventional because you're unconventional. In the world, not of the world is all about, this is my Capricorn card, because it is all about understanding how to balance the spiritual with the practical. Being in the world in the way that it is traditional, but yet and still understanding that you're being governed by things that are unconscious. And this going back into legacy of light, it feels like you're being divinely guided. When we go into the sacred scar, this one is all about understanding how to move through the scars and the wounds that have hurt you. And this is going right back when we're looking at stabbed in the back, because clearly you have scars. You have things that have really, really hurt you. You've had things that you've really had to heal from. And this is here during this Gemini new moon. There's an awareness of that because of this confidence, because of this happiness, because of this vitality. You want to feel it so totally and completely, and getting a wish fulfillment would give you that, where you really can bask in it. But it feels almost impossible when this Five of Pentacles is sitting there staring you in the face every time you try to dance in your Queen of Wands. So the sacred scar for me is my Nine of Wands a lot of the time. But your inner and outer, this is fire for me as well. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden power, purpose behind things happening the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and shall fulfill and flourish on all levels. So this is a big one going in, again, with this energy of what it is that has scarred you, what it is that has wounded you. And in this case, it's telling you to embrace it. When it comes to the sacred scar energy, I always take a deep breath, right? When I move through my own subconscious about my traumas and my wounds and how I allow them to, I always have a metaphor. I say expand the lungs, right? How pain expands the lungs. How you go from, for those of us who are on the empathic journey, to go from the wounded empath into the empowered empath, it's all about in learning how to embrace the scars and allowing them to make you more of a warrior, like in your energy, right? Not being ashamed of those things. In this case, they are a mark of your soul's courage. And it's like what once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and spiritual initiation. The biggest thing when it comes to this is it's like you're here and you want to be in this happy and simple place, but these scars are sitting and they're making themselves so known because you're not getting what it is that you want. What it is that you want has not found you. What is you really, really desire that you feel like would really feel like a true wish fulfillment is not here. And it's a part of what's bringing up the scars. It's a part of what's making it so that you have to look at them and be aware of them and face them and feel them, even if you do not want to, even though you do not want to. But in this case, it's saying to move through the experience of the scars and to remove the shame tied to them. I can't say this is the best omen in terms of having to sit with it, having to sit with it. It's one of those moments when it feels kind of out of your hands in that way, as if you just have to allow it. In the world, not of the world. You are in this space where it's understanding that you're still being a part of your healing journey. You're still a part. This is still a part of your journey. You're still moving through things. And this moon makes you aware of that through the next 2 weeks. It's so much happiness, so much vitality, so much joy, while still having this 5 of Pentacles in your core energy. And a juggling act, really. Well, let's keep going. So we're going to go into the second healing point. And I also want you to understand that when we're looking at the subject, it's just what is happening. It's not advice, it's not guidance, it's just what is happening, right? During the Gemini new moon, that what's going on in the subconscious, which then reflects itself on the external. This is an air energy for me, so we've got fire and we've got air for your healing points. Clarity of the mind, clarity of the spirit. This isn't about a grounded energy. It isn't a practical, even though this is a Capricorn card for me, this isn't a practical move that you have to make. It's about getting in on top of the things that are happening internally. Because in so many ways, your external life is you're moving in a space where you're having a lot of confidence and vitality, and your connections are working in your favor. But underneath that is, again, this heartbreak, this 5 of Pentacles energy, this being left out in the cold energy. So it's about getting control of the narrative internally, the strength of the scar, and the clarity of the spirit. Your inner spiritual power, this vulva, she talks about the fact that your inner spiritual power can heal circumstances in your life and our world in ways greater than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies toward that which you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening. Instead, work to bring positive influence to bear, so that you may contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greatest good. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with you right now. It's there. This is just here. This light and this dark. This happiness, this confidence, this vitality, this oozing and self-love, and all of this different energy. But in your shadow, it's that Five of Pentacles. It's just there. And like I said, for some of you, this could be directly financial. And it's understanding to have you're going to be going through experiences where you have the confidence to push forward through what it is that you need in order to get to the other side. But it's addressing this Five of Pentacles, like this awareness of what is still there. And again, we go into the shadow of, I will not get what it is that I want. I'm scared that I will not get this deep wish fulfillment that I desire will not come into fruition. But we go into this space where it's understanding how to embrace the scars, but not to allow the scars to control you, to navigate you, to scare you into your own submission. They were put there to bring you to higher wisdom. Use that wisdom to move forward with your own legacy, right? In the world, not of the world. It's all about doing things your own way, following your own uniqueness, having the balance between the practical and the spiritual, and how that causes great release. We look here when it comes to vulva, and vulva is all about cultivating the inner spiritual power in order to bring forth a new beginning. Fire and air. It's all about what's going on internally. That's how you move through this energy. It's not about basking in a negative way with the things that have hurt you or the deceptions or the pains that you've had and allowing it to force you back into this repeat Five of Pentacles energy. It's understanding that they were there to bring you higher wisdom and higher perspective, to also put you in this space as well. The things that you have lost and the battles that you have also lost when it comes to, for many of you, like I said, this feels like more of a relational thing, like feeling out in the cold in terms of others, and for others of you, it could be financial. The things that you have gone through that have made it so that you have to experience certain losses put you in this in the world, not of the world energy. You had to go about things in an unconventional way. It's trusting in your unconventional approach to getting what it is that you desire, because you have the inner spiritual power to bring about your own viewpoints of, frankly, privilege. Your energy can transcend and transform your circumstances. Some of you can use your charm. Some of you can use your wit. There is something about your natural energy that can bring forth the outcome that you're looking for. And you're going to be aware of that when we're talking about the Queen of Wands and connecting with other people and feeling this energy. But you're inside, you're scared because of the Five of Pentacles, because you're scared of not getting what it is that you want. When we look at the bottom of each deck, at the bottom of the advice deck, we've got what you want wants you. That brings about a lot of peace of mind. There's also a water energy for me. It's like what you want wants you at the bottom of the advice deck. But you need to understand your own life path, your own legacy of light, who it is that you are for that matter. Cultivating confidence from your own ability to not just generate your own legacy, but again, like know who you are, know how you show up in the world. There's a lot of power here when it comes to who it is that you are. Queen of Wands energy. You don't do it the way other people do it. It's not meant to look the way it does for other people. Go within to understand that and realize that the things that have hurt to put you on a certain path, so that you can better create what it is that you truly desire from a space of wisdom, because what you desire desires you back. At the bottom of the clarity deck, we've got Coffin, which is endings bring about new beginnings. And this is what's happening in terms of this energy. A lot of the time that is being spent, a lot of this, the remainder of this Gemini new moon energy is about this, because Gemini is bringing in this new fresh vitality, right? This new fresh energy. And it's understanding that the new, the death of the old brings about the new. The things that cause the scars, right, are the things that laid ground for new lands to be born or grown, I guess. Who it is that you are now, yeah, you've been beaten up. but it's having newfound confidence in that and what that looks like. At the bottom of the Crow deck, we have the Ace of Cups. This is all about a new, fresh spill of love. Endings bring about new beginnings. What it is that you want wants you. That's, I mean, you can't get any more beautiful than that, right? It's keeping this energy in the back of your heart, at the base of your heart as you move through this light shadow dance. The Ace of Cups is a beautiful, fulfilling, watery offer, watery new beginning. So when we look at what's going on in your shadow, as I said, we have the Nine of Calabash and the North Star in reverse. Elements that pertain to you getting rushed with. And when I talk about water, what it is that's going to feel so good and fulfilling to you is what you are afraid you will not receive or achieve. But what you want wants you. Endings bring about new beginnings, growth, change, and liberation. And the Ace of Cups. So underneath this energy is all of that truth. But it's just, this is the dance that you're going through while you get to that, or while that's happening. It is about embracing and understanding the scars, going within in order to control the narrative without understanding who it is that you are and that you do things your own way and without convention. Moving into this space of confidence, right, as you deal with this. How you deal with this kind of back and forth is going in here. You know what? Those scars happened, but they made me me. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I understand my legacy. I understand the energy that I bring to the table. And I can cultivate internal confidence in order to bring forth the outcomes that I desire. It's just done my way. At the bottom of the shadow deck, we've got the Four of Cups in reverse. And at the bottom of the healing point, you have Devara Vajra. So I'll read this one for you as well. Out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. It is an auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others. Yeah, enriching the quality of your connections, which you will be doing. Expressing spiritual blessings of goodwill and encouragement from the heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. The prayer is now being answered. What you want wants you in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn to receive. The key to receiving is an open, surrendered, generous, and trusting heart. Yeah. Wow. All of this confirmation. Because that's where it is that you're going. What you want wants you. You're going through the process of the endings. You're going through the process of the endings bringing about new beginnings. And this Ace of Cups, this fresh cup. I can't help but feel like what it is that you think that you've wanted is going to come to you very differently than the way you expected it to. As I guess what it is that you want wants you, but what it is that you want shows up in a way where it comes from a deeper space. So it may not be what it is that you expected, or it may not show up in the way that you expected it to, because it's being governed by things outside of you, in the world, not of the world. Let's get some clarity on what's going on in the subject. I don't know why I picked up this deck, but we're going to go with it. Exhausted, financially drained, investments. So financially drained, lacking viable options, recharge and regroup. and this is accompanied with investments made will have positive results and bring prosperity, investing wisely. Interesting. So this is a part of what's going on with the subjects. It's like, for those of you that it's pertaining to your finances directly, yeah, it's, you know, double confirmation on the Five of Pentacles energy. But again, for those of you that it's not financial, this can just represent energy drain, period. What does it mean to feel isolated or alone or drained energetically, internally? And now it's time to invest wisely. That's where we have paradise going on. Using your confidence to connect in the right places, use the right resources, go in the right directions. The scars that you hold are part of what makes it so that your wisdom can invest wisely. Cultivating confidence from within, not trying to control what's happening on the outside, because in a lot of ways what's happening on the outside feels like it's out of your control. Let's look at some more advice we've got going on when it comes to this subject. What is it that we need to know? How should you be feeling? The Fool. Ready, open, and available. What is it that you need to know? Is the Page of Pentacles. The advice is the King of Swords. So it goes into this space of emotional control. And it's interesting because we got this in the personal reading. Back to this King of Swords energy. Gemini season, all this Gemini energy, and your advice is the King of Swords, right? The sitting in a space where you are in control of yourself emotionally. You have governance over your ideas, your thoughts, your perspectives. The King of Air. What is it that you need to know is the Page of Pentacles. So there is a fresh beginning when it comes to the Pentacles. An offer. A small offer. But it's one without agenda. One without baggage. Who is it that you need to be is the Fool. Double confirmation on lacking agenda. Things are not the way you expected them to be. There's surprises here. There are surprises here. You have to just be open. Because what it is that has been is not what it is that it is now. So you have to just release all expectation and be open to what will be. In control of the emotions, two air energies in terms of your advice and who it is and how it is that... sorry about that, the camera cut off, but two air energies when it comes to your advice and how is it that you need to feel. In control of the emotions, very, very big on the mind, using logic and reason to navigate situations, but agendaless. Not emotionalist, but just agendaless. Okay? Understanding how to use the wounds from the past in order to create what it is that you need now in the future, using your wounds as wisdom to step out of this Five of Pentacles energy. What is it that you need to know is there are new options here, like new offers here, but again, they are new. They are not what it is that you thought that you needed. They're coming in forms that you did not expect. So you have to be open to that. To be the Fool in that sense. Open, ready, available, using nothing but logic and reason, rationality here. That's what gets you out of this financial drain. And again, financial can represent multiple things. It could be that you're feeling drained in terms of your money, your energy, love, all of the above. So this is the energy that you need to be carrying throughout the Gemini new moon. The vitality that you need to be moving with as you navigate between feeling very, very confident and very loved to then feeling kind of left out in the cold, and the past rearing its ugly head, making you feel as if though you're not doing enough or you are not enough in this moment. Charm yourself and the situation because you are doing things your own way. And you're going to get what it is that you want. It's just this is the path that you take to get there. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I love you. Ciao.